Hey, this is Gordon for Inspiration Tips, and today we're going to talk about the most important and commonly used plugins for VFX in 3ds Max. So before we jump into the video, please give us a like and share this video because this helps a lot because you are amazing as well. Thank you. So the first plugin is going to be Fume FX, developed by Afterworks. Fume FX is a powerful fluid dynamic plugin for 3ds Max designed for simulation and rendering of realistic fire, smoke, explosions, and other gaseous phenomena. It has the ability to capture the subtlety and complexity of fluid gas behavior. It is favored among visual effects artists, game developers, visualization professionals, and anybody else who wants to generate amazing effects. There are some cool features that comes with FumeFX. Number one is its unique set of tools that will free the creative mind and minimize tedious tasks even further than before. And it has a wide range of irregular objects, and it can be used for simulation without the fear of solver instabilities. And it has the GPU accelerated 3ds Max viewport for faster simulations. And the GPU accelerated viewport produces render compatible image to give instant feedback on appearance and behavior of the simulation. Also, FumeFX user interface combines all the major fluid simulation components, making the simulation setup easy and efficient. And it allows the user to change parameters during the simulation with instant feedback, which is amazing. And also, the FumeFX interface integrates simulations, rendering, presets, and source parameters in one place, and this is a cool feature. And also it provides quick and easy navigation through simulation caches and offers intuitive control of simulation parameters. Finally, FumeFX simulation core has been constantly improved and refined to deliver a high level of realism with minimal simulation times. I personally used FumeFX in the past, and it was amazing, and it still is, and it is being developed actively. So now, number two, ArrayFire. Developed by ArrayFire Studios, ArrayFire is a great effects plugin for 3ds Max. It can fragment, destroy, demolish, wreck, break down, wreak havoc, blow up, burst, detonate, explode, and more. It is being used by some of the biggest names in the entertainment industry, film, and games. It comes with tons of features. We will try to mention some of them here. So number one, bullet and NVIDIA physics support via ArrayFire user interface allows you to create rigid body simulations, effects on objects during simulation by forces, space warps, and mouse cursor. Its interactive demolition system creates dynamic simulations and demolishes objects accordingly to their material and collision strength during simulations. And each fragment can be demolished further with proper amount of collision strength. Alright, number three, RealFlow, developed by Next Limit. So RealFlow is a liquid simulator that works in 3ds Max. It also features granulars, viscous and viscoelastic materials. Sand can be washed by water, and cream flows on top of a coffee, and a lot more things you can do, and it all depends on your creativity, because your creativity is the limit. So there are some cool features that come with RealFlow. Number one, the entire range of fluids and materials is GPU accelerated, which is a cool feature. An artist-friendly interface, fast and effective filters, and advanced meshing technology let you create and fine-tune millions of polygons in seconds. RealFlow stores data like age or velocity for a perfect render experience, and weight maps allow for a creation of colorful mixing effects. Also, you can turn objects straight away into obstacles, containers, and emitters, render complex meshes, or create particles from shapes, which is amazing. Also, it lets animated bodies collide with fluids, to create immersive splashes, and controls the interaction through a wide range of physical properties such as friction, stickiness, or bounciness. Also, forces are a key element in RealFlow, and they are introduced through a wide variety of daemons. Typical examples are gravity, attraction, or wind. And there is a feature as well in RealFlow, which is the fact that it has a lot of creative tools like crown splashes, entwined spline emitters, swirling splashes, and thin sheets of fluids moving in slow motion. Also, the initial state can be created from arbitrary simulation frames and used as a starting point for a new simulation pass. And finally, you can use the object texture to emit particles, customize properties like its friction, or generate new textures where particles have wet marks on the object surface. Number 4, Pulldown It by ThinkKinetic. Pulldown It is a dynamic plugin intended for destruction effects as well as massive rigid body simulations. By using its technology, digital artists are able to actually shatter objects in different styles and simulate easily the fracture of 3D models. It allows for computing thousands of objects and dynamics in a stable and realistic way. This plugin has some interesting features like Shatter It, which is a pre-cutting tool. It is able to generate jaggy fragments, much more realistic than classic polygonal fragments. It's Voronoi based because this scheme has shown to be the best mathematical pattern for brittle fracture, which are the things that are easily solid but easily broken. Its technology allows to pre-cut a 3D model into hundreds of shards in seconds. In addition to the fragments generated by this plugin easily in the Pulldown It solver to perform simulations in a fast and stable way. Also, built-in dynamics and fracture solver. The technology of fracture inside PDI, which is Pulldown It, is literally groundbreaking. It allows to fracture any kind of brittle material like stone, glass, or stucco. It is able to simulate the collapse or structure of terrain cracking in minutes. It's easy to set up, and powerful stress tools allow for control in the creation of cracks and drive the simulation to the desired end. And finally, it is animators friendly. Pulldown It catches the geometry from viewports and computes the final result as animations keys. It allows to reset the simulation and starts again as many times as needed. Also, to weaken parameters and resume simulation at any frame. In addition, animated objects and characters are able to interact with the simulated ones. Number 5, Krakatoa, developed by ThinkBox. Krakatoa is a ThinkBox software's volume of particle rendering, manipulation, and management toolkit. It was specifically designed to process and render millions and even billions of particles and adapts its memory footprint to the requested rendering features. It provides a pipeline for acquiring and caching, transforming, modifying, shading, and rendering vast quantities of particles at unprecedented speed to represent natural phenomena like dust, smoke, silt, ocean surface, foam, plasma, and even solid objects. Krakatoa is a CPU-based and highly optimized plugin for 64-bit computing, heavily multi-threaded, and can be used successfully on most hardware running Windows, Linux operating systems, including laptops and running nodes without dedicated high-end graphics accelerators. So it is basically CPU based. We don't need a lot of GPU power. There are actually some features that made Krakatoa special. So it offers both particle and voxel rendering modes using the same source data. It supports volumetric and additive particles shading, texturing, high quality particles, and self-shadowing and shadow casting from and onto matter objects. It also allows per particles scatter emission, absorptions and density data channels, as well as various light scattering models, and it allows for deep levels of control over the final image. And there is also motion blur and depth of field camera effects that are naturally supported. Finally, Krakatoa integrates with a native particle system of 3ds Max and Maya and provides data exchange capabilities for sharing particles with other 3D and simulations applications. Alright, the final plugin or software on the list is Thinking Particles from Cibus, which is extremely powerful and well known in the industry. So countless blockbusters, movies, and projects depend on Thinking Particles' limitless ability to recreate advanced physics-based particles effects, fully procedural and rule-based. There are some cool features that are very cool in Thinking Particles. So it has an advanced multi-physics simulations, which is very cool, and it has optimized rigid body interactions that resemble real-world physics behavior. Also, it has increased simulation accuracy without being penalized in render time, so you can actually be more accurate in simulations without an increased and without being penalized when it comes to time. And it is great procedural volumetric control. It has a great procedural volumetric control and shape operators, and it enhances the SPH solver, offers great stability. There are some new features that has been installed recently. Some of the new features are enhanced fluid surface forces, water level, open VDB shape deform, shape cutter, volume diffusion, and multi-physics. So this is the end for this video. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please give us a thumbs up, share this video, and actually check some of our previous videos if you will, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.